Okay, so I'm back to do video 2. So this is Rick Wiles talking about the 2 scumbags that we have, to vote for. So these are a couple of notes that I took down so that you can listen to see what they're saying. They're going to talk about the statement that Trump supposedly made about the troops, calling them suckers and something else. So anyway, Trump is from a family of rich families that know that war is fake and they don't want their kids to participate in it. So when you have people like Joe Biden and John Kelly that sacrifice their children over to the greater good of the corporatists, that's them pulling other people. They're like the Pied Piper or Judas Goat. So they'll send out a Judas Goat from their family to get other families to buy in to what the military is doing, which is colonization. And I'll get into that in another video. But they're colonizing the Middle East right now. And Joe Biden funded the illegal war that Bush Bush got us entangled in, and we're still fighting, right now. So continue to remember this kind of stuff when I'm talking about Joe Biden. And so he talks about Joe Biden as an anti message to what Trump has gotten himself into. So they're going to talk about Trump and his gaffe, if that's what you want to call it. And so then they're going to turn around and start trying to talk about Biden groping people. And he's going to give you the story about the Secret Service and how one of the men went up against Biden because he caught him, filling on his wife at a Christmas party. But my thing is, if you're going to be that level of fair, so he's going to say, well, Trump's accusers are anonymous, Biden's accusers are anonymous, so therefore I have to give both stories their equal weight. Well, what about when Donald Trump was on tape admitting what he did, and Rick Wiles and them defended him and still told people to go out and vote for him? Now they're going to talk about this later on in this portion that I'm going to play for you, and I just want you to remember that this is how they absolve themselves of guilt. So like last time, I'm ashamed, that I talked about Muslims. But what are you doing? You turned around and told people the other week to vote for the person that's over there persecuting Muslims, that's over there shooting up Muslims, that's over there making deals with Israel that's going to screw the Palestinians. So you're saying on one hand that you're now with the Muslims, but on the other hand, you're going to vote for a person that's going to continue to screw Muslims and going to continue to screw Palestinians. So he's trying to have it both ways, and he can't. And what about the exponential effects that his words have reverberated? There are people who are diehard Trump supporters that still listen to Rick Wiles. So one minute he's telling them to go and vote for Trump. The next minute, he's talking about Trump being a scumbag and that Trump was, messing around and palling around with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that truth that he knew about Trump and Jeffrey Epstein was just as true today as it was when he told people the other week to go and vote for Trump. I mean, the hypocrisy is what I'm trying to get you guys to open your eyes and your ears to so that you don't become prone to it. Because Rick Wiles is in a bad place. And so the other one, he said that, and this is what they do too. They start accusing the brethren instead of lumping themselves in. So any accusation that he makes, like when he says that we're a faithless and perverse generation, that includes everybody sitting in front of this microphone that you're going to listen to on this broadcast. All three of them. And everybody else who believes the same thing that Rick Wiles and other Christians, believe. You're in the same trouble. You're a faithless and you're a perverse generation. He'll turn around and say, Donald Trump is not my savior. He's not my pastor. But you knew this joker was running around with a pedophile. You knew that he got his wife from Ghislaine Maxwell and from Jeffrey Epstein. Melania Trump knew them two before she knew who Donald Trump was. So that's how he was introduced to his wife, is from two pedophiles. The woman that he with, the woman that Rick Wiles and them ignored, that came over here and prostituted herself and got nude pictures and stuff up on the internet. They knew this about Donald Trump and his wife before they put her in the Oval Office. But then he wants you to believe that he's a man of God. He runs around questioning everybody else's faith and which side are you on, of this equation. And I'm putting him on the side of sin and the side of Satan. He's not serving the Lord. And so, what else do I have here? I got new Epstein. Oh, and he's going to talk about how Donald Trump should have, by rights, lost the election when he started talking trash about John McCain. Again, I was there. Rick Wiles and them poo-pooed all that. They didn't care that Donald Trump said that about John McCain. They didn't care about nothing Donald Trump did. And they still went and voted for this joker. So he's calling him a scumbag now. Oh, which one should you vote for? Neither one of them. You shouldn't have voted for neither one of them in 2016, and you shouldn't be voting for either one of them right now. So if he continues to say that he's going to vote for Donald Trump, these are the things that I want to try and put in your mind so that you can make a better decision for yourself and your family. So I said that Rick Wiles continued to defend John McCain. And then this last part that I picked up on, so there could be other stuff in here, but these are the notes that I made. He's going to talk about Facebook and how they're accusing them. They're asking the question, is Facebook trying to rig the election? Are they telling people who's going to win the election? I didn't hear Mark Zuckerberg say that. I actually heard Mark Zuckerberg say something true, that we're at a part that you got zealots and cult people like Rick Wiles and the Democrats. It's on both sides. It's not just, the crazy Trump people. Whoever says that they have declared victory and all the votes have not been counted, you should discount that. You should wait until all the votes are counted before you start commenting on who you think won the election. Because to get caught up into that kind of craziness and into that kind of propaganda, you're just going to continue to make the same mistakes and make bad decisions. So wait until there's a consensus and it has been, vetted. We've all got eyes and ears, so we got to be alert to what's happening. And then when it's been announced officially that this is who, the president is, and we can go, from there. But don't get caught up in Fox News and in MSNBC. I call them MSDNC. Because they're working for the DNC. So you got Fox News working for the Republicans, you got CNN and MSDNC working for the Democrats. So you got to keep your ears open for the truth and be vigilant. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Good. I'm at 8 minutes. And so this is not that long. And thank you again for your time and attention. And just keep praying for me, y'all. I'm in a bad place, I told you. So here we go.
More than the 1,800 Marines who lost their lives at Belleau Woods as suckers for getting killed. Once again, we're not saying he said that. This is what the Atlantic is reporting from anonymous sources. But Rick asked a great question. What would it shock you if he did say any of those things?
These are two different questions. Would it shock you to find out that President Trump did say it? And number two, if he did say it, what would be your reaction?
Disgust. I think it both counts. And it's possible to really comment on something that hasn't been confirmed, but he did say it. As someone who was in the military, I'd be pretty ashamed. I'd be ashamed for him to think these things. I mean, who would have a thought like that when you're attending? Why even go on the trip? I mean, there are many questions that I think.
Why even run for president if that's what you think?
Right.
So, again, we have no idea if he said it. I'm going to err on the side of doubt because we're 2 months away from the election, and I know who the investors are in the Atlantic. Who are some of the people that own the Atlantic?
According to an article you've read today, it's people definitely connected to the funding of Joe Biden.
Well, actually, the widow of Steve Jobs is getting ready to close on the transaction to buy the Atlantic. And she is one of the top 5 contributors to the current Biden campaign.
All right.
So that explains a lot right there.
Yes. So it's a hit piece. Why would you, if these people knew about this, if they heard this 2 years ago, why didn't they come forward and tell the American people 2 years ago what they heard? They should have went before the Senate and the House and said, I personally heard the president say horrifically vulgar things about U.S. military veterans, and that's the way you do it. You come out in public and you make your accusations. I don't like people who make secret accusations. I just tend to not believe secret accusations.
Yeah, let President Trump face his accuser on this. You've got media outlets other than the Atlantic. The Fox News, for example, has confirmed it, according to their own anonymous sourcing. They backed this story now, too. If there is truth to this, there needs to be someone to come forward and say, I heard this, and this is what I heard the president say.
That's right. But if he did say it, what if he said half of it? Should he be the president of the United States? So I'm asking the most loyal Trump supporters right now, if there was evidence that Donald Trump said these things about military veterans, would you continue to vote for him? Because to me, nobody with that kind of foul mouth should be sitting in the Oval Office. Now, the White House has denied it. They said it's fake news, that he never said it. So I'm going to take him at his word on this, because there's nobody coming forward to say, no, I heard it. I was there. I heard it. Okay? It's just anonymous accusations. So I'm going to take him at his word that he didn't say it. But at the same time, we know that he's got a foul mouth.
Yes.
We know he's got a vulgar, foul mouth. So is it conceivable he would say it? See, this is the problem with Mr. Trump. When somebody makes an accusation like this, even his supporters have to stand back and go, he's capable of saying it. So that's the problem he has.
He's made public comments like this about John McCain. We're no fan of John McCain, but the president, during his campaign, was talking about John McCain in this fashion, POWs. There's public statements that are available. We have to judge that against now these rumors put out by anonymous individuals.
I mean, based on a man or woman's character, of what you know about a person, their whole life, what you know about that person's character, and somebody comes along, an anonymous source, and makes an extreme accusation, and it's so different from that person's character and their life, you don't pay attention to the accusation. I mean, if this accusation was made about, let's just say Jimmy Carter, do you think, how about Ronald Reagan? How about Barack Obama? Or Barack Obama. Would you even consider that there was any possibility that it's accurate? No. Just based on their lives, all right? But with Donald Trump, you have to stop and go, the guy's got a foul mouth. He says a lot of outrageous things. Did he really say that? And you want to say, no, I hope he never said it. And again, I'm going to say, I'm not going to believe it until I see and hear somebody come forward who swears an oath and says he did say it, and I'm willing to stand in front of his face and say that he said it.
And President Trump did respond yesterday with postings on social media saying, I would swear on whatever I need to swear on to say I never said anything like that. So he has come out in response to that himself on social media. So
I got a thought about swearing an oath. First, Jesus said you don't swear at all. He said, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Do you ever think about this, Doc? The reason we tell people they have to swear an oath is that they're saying, for this particular time, I agree not to lie. Honestly, you take an oath to tell the truth, what you're saying is, there's a possibility that all the other times I've been lying.
that's right.
But I'm going to take a legal oath that during this particular time frame, I won't lie.
Right, and I've only taken one oath in my life, and that was oath to join the military. I was convicted after that by the Holy Spirit. I've had to go to court. I've had to do other things. I've never taken an oath.
But that's an oath to uphold something.
Right.
It's not an oath that you're telling the truth.
Right. But
See,
still,
when you have to swear that you're telling the truth,
right.
what you're saying is, well, the rest of the time, you really don't know if I'm telling the truth.
Because I haven't sworn to it.
Let your yes be yes. Let your no be
Yeah,
no.
like Jesus said, don't swear, just tell the truth. Okay? So, it's really damaging to President Trump. Obviously, he's counting on the military vote, active and retired. He wants the military vote. It was a big part of his election victory in 2016. Edward, how would this affect veterans?
I think it made a lot of veterans second guess who they're going to vote for. There are the hardcore fans within the military, I think, will vote for the president no matter what. But I'll tell you, when I first saw this story, I said what you just laid out. It's plausible. It's not something that's out of the realm of possibility. Well, there have been high-level, let's say retired soldiers, leaders. One man, retired U.S. Army Major General Paul Eaton, has posted a video that has since gone viral on social media. I think a lot of veterans are sharing it with each other and posing that same question that you've just posed here. Did he say it? And now that we think he might have, who will we be voting for in 2020?
All right, let's watch this video. It's it's his personal view. It's not our view. We're not endorsing. We're just showing you this is the damage this Atlantic article has done to the Trump campaign today.
You have shown disrespect to the military on countless occasions. I'm stunned that anybody in the United States military would consider you anything but a loser or a sucker. You're no patriot. Let me tell you about a patriot. My father was killed in Vietnam. He was shot down over a Ho Chi Minh Trail section just outside of Vietnam and Laos. He delivered ordnance to cut the trail and cut supplies. And then he delivered close air support to Special Forces troops on the ground. And his airplane blew up. He went down in 1969, 13 January 1969. This dog tag was recovered at the crash site. My father was a patriot. Well educated. He was a wise man. The best men and women in the United States of America are found in the armed forces of the United States military. Our Army, our Navy, our Marine Corps, our Air Force, our Coast Guard. Brave men and women. They're not just brave, they're smart, and they're wise. So, Mr. Trump, come 3 November, we're all voting for a real patriot, Joe Biden.
It's a damaging video to Donald Trump. Again, we are not claiming that President Trump said these things. We're simply dealing with the facts that there is a report today that he said it and that there is going to be severe damage to his campaign. Now, at the same time, there is a report about Joe Biden. Not that he was disrespectful to military vets, but that he was groping women. Once again, a report with no names, just accusations. There's no names in the news articles that I read that Vice President Biden, who allegedly was groping the wives of Secret Service agents at a party. And it was so bad that one of the agents shoved Vice President Biden when the Vice President grabbed the agent's wife. Okay, and that there was other agents had to intervene between the Secret Service agent and Joe Biden. Now that's the story. Now that story disappeared today. I read it this morning. I can't find it this afternoon. Somehow the big Google vacuum cleaner came out and sucked up every article in the world. You try to find that article today from a major source, right? It is gone.
From the major sources.
From a major source, okay? Right. It's gone. But it was there this morning. I read it.
Yes.
But my response is the same as I just gave you regarding President Trump and the accusation that he said horrible things about the veterans. There are no names associated with the accusation against Vice President Biden. It's just anonymous sources who said, I was at the party, I saw him grab women, it was bad, bad, bad. Okay, if you saw the Vice President do that, you had an obligation to come forward and tell the nation what you witnessed. But they didn't. And so here we are, 60 days before the election, and on the same day, we have both campaigns throwing you-know-what at each other, with anonymous sources saying the most horrible things about the other candidate, but no names. Nobody to substantiate the accusations. So my view is I'm not going to pay attention to either one of them. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking there's a possibility that both articles are correct. And so what we have are two scumbags running for President of the United States. That's my honest opinion. We have two scumbags running for President of the United States. So your scumbag is better than my scumbag. That's the election choice that we have here. So President Trump grabs women from the front, and Joe Biden grabs them from the back. Which one's better? Which one's worse? That's our choice in 2020. Where are the great men of this country who served in the presidency? Where's John Quincy Adams? Where's Abraham Lincoln? Where's Theodore Roosevelt? Where are these men?
Where are the men that survived at Valley Forge through the winter?
Where are they? This country has no great patriots. We have just two scumbags running for president. That's it. It's sad, isn't it?
It is.
You know why we're like this? Because Jesus would say, you're a faithless and perverse generation. That's what he told the Israelites. You're a faithless and perverse generation. Faithless. They had no faith in God. They had become so disconnected from their heritage as the Hebrew people, completely disconnected. They had religion, they had all that stuff, but they were disconnected from Almighty God himself. They were faithless. And he said they were perverse. What does that mean? Twisted. Their minds were twisted.
The whole generation.
The whole generation. Not just a couple people standing there when he said it. He said this generation is faithless and perverse. He said your mind is twisted. You don't know right from wrong. You're so disconnected from God. You're so disconnected from morality that you don't know what's right or wrong anymore. Your minds are twisted and perverted. That's America in 2020. And so we have two scumbags running for president. And I'm expected, I got to choose which scumbag I want for another 4 years. I don't want anyone. Forget it. I don't want either one of them.
Give me Jesus.
So you telling me I got to choose the lesser scumbag? No, I don't. I don't have to do this. I don't want either one of them. Neither one is qualified to be in the White House. So why should I give them a stamp of approval? You vote for one of them, all you're doing is telling the idiot that you want him. I don't want them. I don't want Trump and I don't want Biden. Neither one is fit to be in the White House. But we're stuck. This is what we have. There's something wrong with the system. What's wrong with the system is because there's something wrong with the people.
Yes.
It's a reflection of us.
The system is a reflection of us. We're a faithless and perverse generation. We're so far from God as a nation, we don't even know what's right and wrong anymore. It's disgusting. And I'm not going to be dragged into this. I'm not getting worked up over who wins, who loses. If Donald Trump wins, he's the president for 4 more years. If Joe Biden wins, he's the president for 4 years. You think I'm going to go out and get in the streets with a gun and fight over this? Oh, I'm going to get shot because I want my favorite scumbag to be in the White House? No, I'm not. But there are people trying to get a civil war going over scumbags. Isn't that what it's coming down to?
It is.
We're going to fight in the streets over the scumbags. No, I'm not going to participate in it. I'm opting out. I'm a member of a kingdom. I'm a citizen of a kingdom, and my king is sinless. And I'm not going to participate in this trash that we call the 2020 election. Both of them are pitiful. Go back to this thing with Mr. Biden. Okay, so where did the accusations come from? We'll put number 13 up here. This is a Judicial Watch. Judicial Watch files suit after Secret Service admits to destroying records related to alleged Biden altercation with Secret Service agents. So the story that at a party, I think it was a Christmas party, Mr. Biden, who was the vice president at that time, allegedly grabbed the bottoms of every wife in the party and grabbed the wife of a Secret Service agent, and the agent pushed him, or shoved him, and other agents got involved to stop it. So Judicial Watch filed a Freedom of Information request to get the records, and the Secret Service said, the records have been destroyed. Well, the fact that you've said that they have been destroyed is an admission that they existed.
Yes. That something had happened, that there was enough of a incident that there was a report that was created about it, and that the report itself was destroyed.
And the incident was bad enough that they destroyed it.
Yes.
All right, so we don't have the documents, and we don't have witnesses who are coming forward. Now, if you go back, number 14, this is a book, The First Family Detail by Ron Kessler. I used to interview Ron. I stumped him one time at dead air on the radio. This is one of his radio podcasts.
What could you have possibly asked him, Ray?
Well, he wrote a book about all the presidents he knew, and I asked him a question about the assassination attempt of Ronald Reagan.
Right.
John Hinckley.
Yes.
So I asked him a question about the fact that Barbara Bush's family had a 200-year history of friendship with the Hinckley family.
That's true. That's documented.
That's a historical document.
Yeah.
Barbara Bush's family had a 200-year history of friendship with the Hinckley family, Hinckley being the man who attempted to kill Ronald Reagan. And then the question that really caused the dead air is when I asked him about the member of the Bush family. I'm trying to remember which Bush brother had dinner with the Hinckley family the night before the attempted assassination.
Right. I remember that story. Yes.
That's when Mr. Kessler stopped talking. I don't think he ever did another Trunews interview after that one.
Neil Bush.
Yeah, Neil.
John Hinckley's brother, Scott.
Yes.
And that's
so Neil Bush had dinner with Scott Hinckley the night before. What was the other Hinckley? The one that shot him?
John Hinckley.
John Hinckley.
Yeah.
Shot President Reagan. Okay. But that's who wrote this book. All right. So this is back 2014. This is when the first accusation came out about Joe Biden. And again, no names. Just a hit piece. Joe Biden's a pervert. He grabs women. Kind of like Donald Trump is a pervert and grabs women. So we got two scumbags running for president. So that's where this story originated. This story's been circulating for years.
Ongoing, the stories of what's been happening amongst this detail. And one of the big claims in this book, you reported on the time, was the love of skinny dipping, reportedly, of the former vice president.
That he walked around in the vice president's residence totally nude in front of female Secret Service agents.
Just unconscionable behavior in regular society. But you think about this in the White House.
Was he eating pizza?
Oh, boy. Well, we won't be talking about Pizzagate or Jeffrey Epstein in this election. That's for sure.
Well, but, I mean, we want to insinuate that Joe Biden maybe likes pizza while he's naked, but we don't want to talk about Donald Trump being a friend of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
A woman he wishes well.
So guess what we have here? Two scumbags. Which one do you want to vote for? Who's your favorite scumbag? Who's your favorite perverted person to be in the White House? I don't have one. I understand our live stream right now is lighting up. I'm getting signals from my staff that people watching us live are furious with me right now. When you think about what I said, you just think about it. Why are you defending people who are immoral? What does that say about you? Well, number 15. This is a 2014 article from Daily Mail. Female Secret Service agents hate being assigned to Joe Biden because of his love of skinny dipping and consider him the second worst assignment after Hillary, claims the book. That's Kessler's book.
Right.
Okay.
Once again,
No names.
No names.
Okay.
So these claims are just as legitimate as the claims against President Trump.
Yes. If you're going to deny the accusations against Donald Trump, but believe this, or you believe this and you deny, I mean, you can't have it both ways. You deny this and you believe against President Trump. I mean, you can't have it both ways. Both accusations have no named accusers. But they do fit a pattern, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
So that's what makes them damaging. They fit a pattern because we've seen videos of Joe Biden touching women, sniffing their hair, touching little girls, staring at little... I mean, so you have that pattern.